Sometimes quiet people are misunderstood. People think they are distant or shy or uninterested or maybe even cold. But very often quiet people are not absent, they are noticing. They are watching the room before they enter it fully. They are listening to the words but also to the silence between the words. They notice the way someone smiles a little too quickly, the way a voice changes when a certain topic appears, the way someone says, "I am fine," while their hands tell a different story. Quiet people often see what other people rush past, not because they are trying to judge everyone, not because they think they are better, but because when you speak less, you often hear more. When you do not rush to fill every silence, the silence starts showing you things. A room has a language. It speaks through small movements, through pauses, through glances, through who interrupts, through who stays quiet after being hurt, through who laughs loudly but looks tired when no one is looking. Some people walk into a room and only hear the conversation. Quiet people often feel the atmosphere. They notice when the energy changes. They notice when someone becomes uncomfortable. They notice when a joke lands badly. They notice when two people are saying polite things but something underneath feels tense. And sometimes this makes them seem slow to respond. But they are not always slow, they are processing. They are putting small pieces together, a look, a tone, a pause, a reaction, a word that was avoided, a smile that did not reach the eyes. For some quiet people, the world is not empty, it is full of signals. And because they notice so much, they do not always know what to say immediately. They need time, not because they have nothing inside, but because there is too much inside, too much to sort, too much to understand, too much to turn into words without losing the truth of it. This is one reason quiet people can seem calm on the outside, even when their mind is very active. Inside, they may be replaying a conversation, noticing a detail from earlier, wondering why someone looked away, feeling the weight of something that nobody said directly. They may not speak first, but that does not mean they did not understand first. Sometimes, quiet people understand more than they explain. They can sense when someone is pretending. They can feel when a person is lonely, even in a group. They can notice when confidence is covering insecurity. They can hear the difference between real excitement and forced enthusiasm, and this can be a gift, because noticing is a form of care. To notice someone's sadness before they say it, to notice when a friend becomes quieter than usual, to notice when someone needs space or support or a softer question. That kind of attention is rare, but it can also be heavy. Because when you notice everything, you carry things that other people do not even see. You feel tension before anyone names it. You sense distance before anyone explains it. You notice when someone changes. You notice when something feels off. And sometimes, you wish you could stop noticing. Because not every detail needs to become a thought. Not every silence needs to become a mystery. Not every mood in the room is yours to fix. This is the difficult side of being quiet and observant. You may absorb too much. You may read too much into small things. You may feel responsible for emotions that were never placed in your hands. You may become tired from rooms where nothing bad happened, but everything felt loud. Loud does not always mean sound. Sometimes loud is tension. Sometimes loud is expectation. Sometimes loud is pretending to be okay when everyone can feel that something is not. And quiet people often hear that kind of loudness very clearly. That is why they sometimes need to step away. Not because they hate people, not because they do not care, but because they care in a way that costs energy. They need silence to return to themselves. They need quiet spaces where they are not reading faces, measuring tone, or sensing every shift in the room. They need time alone, not as a rejection of others, but as a way to become clear again. Still, the world often rewards the loudest person in the room, the fastest answer, the strongest opinion, the person who speaks first and speaks with certainty. So quiet people can start believing that something is wrong with them. They may wonder why they cannot be more outgoing, why they need more time, why they think before answering, why they notice things others ignore. But maybe quietness is not the weakness people think it is. Maybe it is a different kind of intelligence, a slower intelligence, a listening intelligence, a pattern-seeing intelligence, the kind that does not need to dominate the room to understand it, the kind that notices what is missing, not only what is present, the kind that hears the sentence but also hears what the person was afraid to say. Of course, being quiet does not make someone automatically wise. Silence can hide fear too. It can hide insecurity. It can hide pain. It can become a wall if you never let anyone in. But quietness, when it is honest, can be powerful. It can create space. It can make people feel seen. It can protect you from speaking only to be heard. And it can help you respond from depth instead of impulse. There is a strength in not needing to react to everything. There is a strength in observing before judging. There is a strength in understanding before speaking. And there is a strength in knowing that your value is not measured by how much noise you make. If you are a quiet person, maybe you have spent too long thinking you need to become louder to matter. But maybe the world does not only need louder people. Maybe it also needs people who notice, people who listen, people who sense when something is not right, people who remember small details, people who see the person in the corner, people who understand that silence is not empty. It can be full of attention, full of thought, full of feeling, full of meaning. So if you are quiet, you do not have to apologize for noticing deeply. You do not have to become someone else to be understood. You do not have to fill every silence just to prove you are present. Sometimes your quietness is not absence, it is awareness. Sometimes your silence is not weakness, it is self-control. And sometimes the person who says the least is the one who has been paying attention the most. If this story helped you see things a little differently, consider liking the video and subscribing to The Quiet Why. And if someone you know might need this quiet reminder, feel free to share it with them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next quiet question.